I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen, you bitch. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck on my clique. I need a 30 for 30. All right, what it is, folks? It's your homeboy Ferg back again with another episode of the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. Put it on some. I'm glad to be back with my brothers. You know, COVID put it where we ain't around the table drinking. We drinking. We drinking, but we might not be around the table. We happy to be back together. What's happening, fellas?
Yes.
You got it, man. Glad to be back. Glad to see y'all faces, man.
Everything's right.
Y'all too, man. Y'all too. Look here. I ain't gonna waste no time. I got some smoke with some folks over there in Los Angeles, and I ain't talking about my goddamn lake show. I ain't talking about my lake show.
Of course not.
But I'm gonna let y'all go first because I got some things to say that I think y'all gonna get hot with me about. Y'all gonna agree with most of it.
Yep.
But some I'm gonna say about Doc Rivers, y'all might get hot with me about. But we gonna get. Oh, that's what we do here. That's what we do here. That's why we are again the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. The folks been waiting on us to come back, man. COVID, fuck COVID, we back. God damn it, JoJo.
What's happening? Talk to that guy.
Yeah, I gotta go to JoJo first because JoJo is a LeBron fan. He joined me over there in Lakerland, so I got to go to Joe. They thought the Clippers wanted to see us, man. The Clippers got scared. What happened?
Well, look here. They did want to see the Lakers,
right?
But that was the problem. They weren't playing the Lakers.
so you think? Now I did see that. I saw that on Twitter. I think somebody said the Clippers built a team to beat the Lakers, and they ain't never gonna face.
Not gonna face. You had Pat Bev in the summer league, LeBron over there talking to like Bill Russell and them and all that. He come walk up, and you know he ain't even shake Brian's hand.
Pat Beverly?
Pat Bev. This early, the regular season ain't even started. It was summer league. Bron kind of just looked down at them and kind of giggled.
Right.
But it's like they were starting early with the "we want the Lakers," but you got to play other teams first.
Lord, Pat Bev a troll, ain't it?
Oh, big time. And he not that great of a defender neither.
Well, Pat need to Pat Bev. I do think he's a good defender, but I just think he needs to stop talking. From when he told Steph Curry, you know, this is our time now, and y'all time is over.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so he's been doing it ever since. Well, he been doing it before he got with the Clippers. But it's just one of those things, man, where like you haven't accomplished anything. You know what I mean? Like Patrick Beverley, by all intents and purposes, is like a decent role player, not even a really good role player, just a decent role player, but he talks way too much. And he got it. Not just him; they all got exposed, but him in particular, they got exposed in this series versus the Nuggets. And TJ, look, for his credit, he been telling us that they got probably one of the, if not the best big man left. You're right. Jamal Murray been a stud, but T been howling the Nuggets for a minute.
I love him, man. I mean, I picked the Clippers early this year. I ain't gonna cap. Same jersey that I got on now.
But then I think last year you were bigging up them Nuggets thoa.
I was bigging up the Nuggets. I had a lot of
the Nuggets last year. I think you.
I did. I really had a lot. I really had a lot of. I had a high value in them. I thought they really played the way I just thought would be effective enough to win the West. I mean, you know, they got put out by Portland last year, but maybe I was just a year early. I don't know, but I mean, to be down 3-1 and do it twice, you know, I can't really just reward that, but I'm glad they came back and got it done. I mean, you know, you be hot with your boys at Velma if they was down 3-1 in a series first. I mean, you would. I mean, anybody would. But I've always appreciated Jokic and what he does for his lack of everything else that people say, well, he ain't athletic, he ain't this, he ain't that. But he gets it done.
Right.
Murray stepped up. They're gritty. They got good defenders. I think they would really have loved to have Will Barton in the play, but hey, I mean, you know, I like the Nuggets, man. I really do.
And look, like I said, man, to T's credit, he's been telling us about it. I did not believe in the Nuggets. I didn't. I just felt like not only were they, I don't want to say too young, but just not experienced enough. But I just didn't feel like they had enough talent. I really didn't, and I was wrong. I wasn't wrong about the guys individually. I truly do think Jamal Murray is a phenomenal player. I really think Jokic is a phenomenal player. But I just didn't think they had enough collectively to go up against somebody like LA. But LA's not who, like Coach Green said, he said they are who we thought they were. No, they not actually. I thought they were something completely different, man. And
Right.
it's crazy to say that because I thought that Kawhi Leonard was truly one of the top 5 players in the game. Wrong. I thought Paul George was on his way to becoming, I don't want to say like a top 10 player. That's not the case, but a top number 2. Wrong. Like he been exposed this entire postseason, let alone this series. And you heard what I said about Pat Bev already. So it's just facts. The fact of the matter is this: they are a team full of overrated players.
Ooh, boy.
Period.
JoJo, who you think the most to blame?
The most,
or are you giving the Nuggets credit?
I would say I'm gonna go with Kawhi.
Okay.
Kawhi is the most to blame, only because he orchestrated all of this. He wanted Paul George.
True.
The Thunder gave up the Oklahoma City Thunder for Paul George.
Okay.
True.
Like, so I would have to say.
Are you saying the Clippers gave up?
The Clippers. Yeah, the Clippers.
Okay.
Gave up. They
gave up the world.
Future.
Yeah.
Now, I know he wanted a trade to be made. Was PG his first option? Because some people talking about like Jimmy. He wanted Jimmy and
they saying
he wanted some
KD.
other cat.
They saying he wanted Kevin.
They were trying to woo Kevin Durant over there too.
I mean, I don't know if it's true or not though.
And the boy wouldn't pick up the phone.
But they probably already knew though. But he had the commercial with the keys. He riding in the 6'4".
Yeah, talk about that.
He tapped the mic. Like honestly, I didn't give the Nuggets a chance.
Right.
I thought the Nuggets was the new age Sacramento Kings. A really, really good regular season team, get in the playoffs and choke.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
That's an interesting comparison. You got a European big that's multifaceted. Not saying Jokic and Vlade on the same level, T.
Because I'm gonna say.
I'm ready to get at my head. No, I'm not saying that. Vlade Divac ain't never made second team all NBA. I ain't saying that. But I'm just talking about in terms of the motherfucker very versatile. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
And then that guard play from, I don't know if the Kings had a motherfucker like Murray. That motherfucker Murray.
No, Bibby ain't Murray. Bibby ain't Murray.
Nah. Bibby ain't Murray. I think my Lakers made Bibby look better than what he was in those series. Because Shaq fat ass wouldn't come out there and hedge on the screen roll.
And with all due respect to Mike Bibby, he is never dropping 50 in a playoff game on people's heads. It's just not happening. Murray showed me that he's better than even I thought he was. And I thought he was a really good player. I did. I thought he was a really good player before all of this, but the guy is trying to make me say, I won't say it now because I don't believe it, but he's trying to make me say he's on the way to becoming elite. And that's something, man, because as I just said, there are a lot of guys who I thought were elite that just aren't. But man, these young guys over in Denver, man, I think they're still a little early arrival. Have earned my respect in this bubble. That's for sure.
Well, let me tell y'all this now, and I do not feel as bad as I was gonna feel about what I'm about to say.
Okay.
My brother Ray Caesar Leo has used my word of choice already.
Okay.
And that word was exposed. That's the word I've been thinking about since them boys lost. Since they went down 20 and I knew they were going to lose. And I was sitting there looking at them. Paul George has been exposed. True. That boy ain't like that. Now, I am a person who is a mental health advocate. I truly am. Anybody that knows me know I am. I admit it on tape that I have been diagnosed with anxiety.
Yeah.
But I am not finna sit up here and talk crazy like he was doing when he participating in the trolling Dame and them.
Oh yeah.
Was.
Yeah, of
Didn't he
course.
show with that? You
He was
can't
on
do
court.
that kind of stuff and then show up and do like this because obviously it must be anxiety that's getting him. Now, let me some motherfucker gonna be trying to equate me with Paul George. When it's time for me to goddamn show up and show out, I'm a goddamn do that. You know what I'm saying? My anxiety stops when it's time to perform. That motherfucker though, when it's elimination game, that shit flare up on his ass big time, obviously, because he is non-existent. That boy Lou Williams, Slick got exposed. Lou Will is a one-way player. We love that he's a bucket, but he's a defensive liability. His ass got exposed. I'ma leave Trez alone. He just lost his grandmother. I ain't even gonna touch that because you know that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard got exposed, bro, because that goddamn being quiet and all that kind of shit, that shit worked in San Antonio because they got Popovich. You need that vocal leader, bro. You need somebody that can galvanize the team, bro. So when a motherfucking team is down 3-1, a person that can galvanize the team will come in there and say, let's step on these motherfuckers' neck so I can get some rest, bro, so we can go ahead and beat these Lakers. No, his ass want to be quiet. So then it's 3-2. A motherfucker that with some juice gonna say something. Oh, it's 3-3. A motherfucker with some juice gonna come to that game.
Well, the only one that said anything was Marcus Morris.
And that's the wrong motherfucker.
That's the wrong guy to be saying.
That's the wrong motherfucker.
That's the guy you want talking.
That ain't who you need to be talking.
That's the guy that you want to help you enforce when the game is going on. But that's not the guy that people are looking to say, man, lead us the way.
Exactly. He can be a voice. He can't be
the
voice.
No,
like on the Bulls, the early Bulls, Craig Hodges was a voice.
Yeah.
He was. If you watch the game, you can see Craig Hodges going to guys and saying certain things. But everybody know who the goddamn alpha was on that team. Okay,
you gotta have it.
With the Lakers, Derek Fisher was a huge voice. But come on now, everybody know who the alpha was. On them last two ships, especially. That was Kobe Bean Bryant, man. You know what I'm talking about? So Kawhi Leonard's lack of leadership, and then y'all notice how folks keep saying chemistry, lack of chemistry. Part of that lack of chemistry is that son bitch trying to goddamn load manage. Remember, we had a big discussion about load management and all that kind of shit. We all talked about how on our jobs, we can't tell a motherfucker we ain't working back-to-back days.
Yeah.
Especially if everybody else got to go to work. And we going to say we ain't working back-to-back days. You know what I'm saying? And lastly.
Come on.
Don't do it.
Lastly.
You got the big screen. Go.
Doc Rivers got exposed.
The Celtics coming out of him. The Celtics
my
coming out of him.
boy, Tim G. Jacob. I've been asking you, T can verify it. T, haven't I been saying, T, we need to go back and look at that little Celtics run because I wonder why this man only got one ship. And I keep saying that, don't I?
You kept saying.
And I've been hesitant to go at Doc Rivers, quite honestly, because he's a black man. And I know how major sports media besmirches a black man that coaches. They don't never give a black man no goddamn credit when he a goddamn coach. Ty Lue, that won a ship, came back down 3-1 and they act like he can't coach. What's Eric Spoelstra race? I don't know what the fuck his race is. He's a
minority.
He's a minority. There you go. And motherfuckers don't want to act like he. KC Jones with the 80s Celtics that won these ships. Motherfuckers don't want to act like he can coach. So I didn't want to get on Doc Rivers. God damn it. If we gonna be the realest, I got to do it. This man won a ship in Boston with 3 prime Hall of Famers and a possible in Rondo. He was supposed to win that fucking ship. He done tricked off several bags. He got down tricked off T-Mac. Remember that 3-1?
Yeah.
He done tricked off CP3,
and
Blake Griffin, DeAndre. He tricked that shit off, and now he just tricked this shit off, man. I don't know how he's the only black guy that's still invited to the party, because other black men, when this type of shit happens, they get the foot. I don't know. Maybe it's because they like that he'll cry on tape and shit and say why America don't love us. I don't know.
I think it's for Doc. I think it's because Doc consistently get to the postseason. Now, he's supposed to with the talent that he has. So that's not like I'm not saying, hey, Doc, congratulations making the postseason. No, his next step has to be a championship again. Because that's how he should want to be judged, but that's how he is going to be judged. Doc is not of the Alvin Gentry, Tyronn Lue Cloth. He's gonna be judged against Pop. You know, he's gonna be judged against Spoelstra. He's gonna be judged against those guys with longevity in the NBA, and the numbers don't lie on this man. At the end of the day, this guy has not come through when it matters most. And another thing, I think we tend to forget too. There's just not a culture of winning there. No. Like they're winning, they win playoff series here and there, but there's no real culture of here's the expectation. I did not see this press conference, so I'm not taking this, literally, because I didn't see it myself. But I believe I heard somebody, I believe it was Dan Patrick, that said Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, one or the other, said that they heard Paul George say it was never championship or bust this year.
He said that. He said that.
He said that shit. He said it, yeah.
If you are the Los Angeles Clippers and you got all of this talent, you went and gave Kawhi the deal, you gave Paul George the bag, all of these different guys came together. Man, Steve Ballmer's not paying for a playoff team. Like, he got rid of Chris Paul and Blake Griffin because that's what they were doing.
So where you think that come from, brother? Because that's a hell of a point. He sure said that shit. Because they telling me Ballmer, who I'm not trying to act like he spent no money on this for real. That motherfucker got stupid money. But they say during the pandemic, we still in the pandemic, excuse me. During the height of the quarantine, he sent all them boys shit to their homes.
Work out. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Because
for him, I think it was championship.
It is. So
because this is that shit came from, Doc.
Steve Ballmer has a winning mentality. That's why he's a billionaire. That's why he's one of the richest men on the planet. Right. Because he has that mentality, which is why when the pandemic started and when they decided they weren't going to play basketball, but they need to remain ready. You're right. He shipped everybody's stuff to them and said, "Be ready, because when it happens again, I don't want any excuses." He didn't say that, but that's what he meant by shipping all that stuff to them.
He got to ask for his motherfucking money back, goddamn.
So when it all boils down, I don't know where the lack of urgency, where it doesn't come from. Because when I hear Paul George say that, then I say, then why didn't you just stay in OKC then? After Russ left, why did you request a trade? Because they weren't building. They just happened to overachieve and make it to the playoffs. You actually are supposed to be here winning championships.
As a former sports journalist, Ray, would you follow up on that with Doc to see where that comes from? Like, because that's a hell of a statement for a player on a team that didn't Vegas have them tied in betting odds?
Yeah, they was at least two.
Yep.
If not one. I mean, they were up there. They were expected to win it all.
Would you follow up with Doc on that if you were like Chris Haynes or one of these motherfuckers in the bubble?
I don't know if I follow up with Doc, because at the end of the day, that's kind of like a question that I know Doc's not going to give me either the answer that I'm looking for, nor is he going to throw Paul George under the bus. I follow up with Paul George more than anything, because in my brain, when I heard other journalists talk about that, the first thing that came to my mind was when he lost in the series against Damian Lillard last year. He said that was a terrible shot. He just made
sure did.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Whether you agree it was a terrible shot or not, Damian Lillard shoots those shots all the time. So I don't care what you think. The scouting report says he can make the shot. So you are just making an excuse. This is Paul George making another excuse. And whether Paul George sees this or not, it really doesn't matter to me. The point of it is that is called lack of accountability. Yeah. And lack of accountability in this case leads to lack of credibility. And lack of credibility means you're going to be watching like we are, on Friday when the Lakers and Nuggets play for a trip to the NBA Finals.
I'm just simply going to say this. I talked to Dame earlier. Dame told me he got tickets for them boys out there in Cabo. They said they're going whitewater raft.
Yeah.
Together. Do some kayaking.
Yeah.
How they get on a banana boat?
They're going to get on a banana boat together. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is that Paul George don't like game sevens.
That's what
He
I'm
just
saying.
don't like game
That
7.
shit been terrible.
Yeah,
bro.
7 is not his number. I guarantee you, he will not get a lotto ticket and get the number 7. Anything with 7,
He don't fuck with Cap, dude.
he ain't fucking with that. None, 0. Bottom line.
No, nobody gives up their future for you to say that you're basically a year or two away from a championship.
Yeah,
You don't give up all those draft picks for that.
yeah.
And that's just bullshit. We know that's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Hey, cause you got Kawhi coming off a ship in a Finals MVP.
Yep.
Paul George was top 3 in MVP voting last year, man.
Just last year, and that's what I'm saying, man.
What are you talking about, dude?
It's crazy to hear somebody with that much talent. You know, I said he was exposed. I said he's dropped down. But the fact of the matter is, Paul George is a unbelievably talented,
like a motherfucker. Yes,
on both ends, man. Like he's unbelievably talented. So the fact that he's dropping, in my opinion, has nothing to do with his basketball, skills. It's all about what's up here, or I guess you say what's up in here. Because at the end of the day, man, that is if you're not upset at the way that you lost that game or that series,
you got
that was game 7, and y'all got demolished. It wasn't like a 2-point loss where Dame hit a shot and you had come out and say that. No, like y'all were embarrassed by a team that, like I just said, I didn't even think belonged to be on the same court as y'all.
Right. And going back to what you just said, with it being here, I don't want any motherfucker to get it misconstrued or saying that I'm sending mixed messages about mental health and nothing like that. What I'm saying is, Paul George admitted that the bubble was giving him some problems mentally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kudos to him for that admission.
Absolutely.
You need to be just as real on this back end as loss.
And that's all.
Say, I need to do better. I got to get myself together mentally for these moments. Be that 100. You know what I'm saying? Don't say we felt like this ain't championship or bust when Trez and Lou, when they were the best players on the team, got a game, or how many games they get off the Warriors last year?
They got one.
They got two.
They got
true, man.
Yeah, they got two. Then
I think they got 2 off of them.
I thought.
Yeah,
it's 2 off of them.
And that's without y'all. And then we add y'all, and you saying it wasn't championship or bust. Well, motherfucker, when is it? Because guess what's going to happen next year? The Golden State Warriors coming back.
Correct.
Klay Thompson coming back. You know what I'm talking about?
Correct.
KD and Kyrie Irving, them some bitches gonna be back. You know what I'm saying? And the Warriors got a top, they got a number 2 pick, don't they?
Yeah, they have number 2 pick, man.
So you finna add the number 2 pick
with the 2 greatest shooters in the world.
Cause some bitches that went 73-9 one time.
That's what I mean by, like, if you're saying it's not championship or bust, that means there's no sense of urgency. Well, when are you going to become urgent? Because next year, I have no indication that LeBron James is going to retire. Anthony Davis is not going to retire, so they'll be back.
And look, Bron, to your point, Bron seemed like he'll be willing to pass that thing to AD.
Yeah. The Warriors will be back. The Warriors, and here's what's happening. While you're saying there's not a sense of urgency, the Nuggets are starting to gain confidence in who they are.
Oh, don't let Michael Porter get his shit together.
We saw what the Mavs have. They have an emerging, like, top 5 player in the game. Yes. And so you're saying there's no urgency. Meanwhile, all these other young squads are coming in. Man, they don't care, and they don't care about load management. Luka wants to play.
And don't forget about OKC either now.
Portland about to be
got a lot of picks.
Everybody gonna be back next year, right and ready. And it ain't no. And that's a motherfucker that done broke his leg. You've seen how the game can be taken away from you at any moment, but there ain't no sense of urgency. Man, get out of here.
And also, here's my last point on it, which in the beginning, I waffle with it whether or not it was a big deal or not. Man, if this is not the perfect time for the Los Angeles Clippers to, I don't want to say steal a championship, but get one, like, where things are weird in 2020 in a bubble with no home court advantage, because the Clippers don't have a home court advantage, right? So it's just, this is the perfect time for you to have even effects around you and just the best players on the floor win. Well, that was supposed to be the Los Angeles Clippers and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And you blew it. Point blank period, you blew it. And nobody wants to fess up and just say, man, we were exposed mentally, not physically. The physically better team is the Los Angeles Clippers. Mentally, you were outworked and you were outcoached. I don't even know the Nuggets coach name. I see his face.
Michael
He does.
Malone. Michael Malone.
Mike Malone.
The,
Yeah.
the brother does. The brother does great post-game press conference. If you've ever seen him, when they lose, he gonna tell you what they did wrong.
He got fired, didn't he?
He got fired. He was with Boogie, yeah. And was playing well. They were doing well.
The thing I like about him is he will tell you in a press conference what we did wrong. He's gonna be like, we didn't defend the pick and roll well. In the age where they don't rebound, we didn't rebound well. He's not gonna make excuses. He's gonna say, this is what we did wrong to lose the game.
Yeah.
If he can do that.
Remember, Kawhi can leave after this next year.
He better stay his ass where he at. He snubbed the Lakers. They woke me up out my goddamn sleep with that news because the Chris Broussard motherfucking ass told me I had him. No, he can stay his ass right over there and live in our basement, or if Ballmer gonna spend some money and build their ass new arena where they gonna lose at.
He finna build it in your old arena.
They will never be the purple and gold.
Go.
Subscribe to our daddy's YouTube channel. He's the best. Hit the like button, turn on the notifications.